Let me tell you how this usually goes. You place a trade based on what seems like solid analysis, the perfect setup. Your indicators align, your risk-reward ratio is great. You enter the position with confidence, and then the market moves against you, or your stop loss gets hit. And immediately within seconds, your mind scrambles to explain what happened in a way that protects your ego. The market was manipulated. That news came out of nowhere. My broker's execution was slow, or the algorithms hunted my stop. That guru's signal was wrong. All of these stories that you tell yourself. Does this sound familiar? Because many traders experience this. Now, these explanations feel satisfying because they remove your responsibility from the equation. If the market is rigged, if external forces are conspiring against you, then your losses aren't really your fault. You are not taking ownership. You can maintain your self-image as someone who would be profitable if only the circumstances were different. But here is the absolute truth. Every time you blame something external, you are declaring yourself powerless. You're saying that your success in trading depends on factors outside of your control. Can you see how powerful this is? And if that's true, if you truly have no control, then why are you trading at all? Think about it. Why would you risk your capital in a place where you have absolute no power or influence on your outcomes? The traders who eventually succeed are the ones who realize something important. Even if the market is occasionally manipulated, we'll say, even if the news does come unexpectedly, even if there are strategies that don't work, what matters is how you respond to these realities. What matters is the decision you made to enter that trade. What matters is where you placed your stop loss. The moment you stop blaming is the moment you start learning and improving. Because when something is your fault, it means you can fix it. When you're responsible, you're capable. Let me ask you a question. Think about the last 5 trades you lost. How many of them did you immediately explain away with external factors? Truthfully. How many times did you say, the market did this to me instead of I chose to do this? This habit of externalizing failure is so automatic that most traders don't even realize they're doing it. It is a defense mechanism and it's not working. It protects your ego in the short term, but destroys your progress in the long term. Every excuse you make is a lesson you don't learn. Every time you blame the market, you miss an opportunity to identify what you could have done differently. And over time, this accumulates into a massive gap between where you are and where you could be. Here is your first action step. Keep a blame journal for 1 week. Every time you close a losing trade, write down your first instinct about why it failed. Be honest. No one else needs to see this journal. It is yours. But you might be shocked at how often you attribute losses to external factors. Then reframe every external excuse as an internal lesson. Now, I'm not saying that you do this all the time, but it's important to keep track of. If you think the news surprised everyone, rewrite it as I didn't account for event risk. And ask yourself this single question after every trade. What could I have done differently? This question, asked consistently, shifts your mindset from victim to a superpower. So what does responsibility actually mean? Let's clarify something important. Taking full responsibility doesn't mean beating yourself up after every loss. It doesn't mean you should have predicted the unpredictable. We're human, right? It doesn't mean you're a failure when trades don't work out. That's not responsibility. That's self-punishment. And it's just as destructive as blame. Full responsibility means acknowledging that you are the one who decides. You decide what markets to trade. You decide what setups to take. You decide how much capital to risk. You decide where to place your stops. Can you see how this works? You make the decisions. You're responsible for your preparation, for your emotional state, for your plan, and even for your execution. It means understanding that the market doesn't owe you anything. The market doesn't care about your bills. It doesn't care about your dreams. It doesn't care even about your previous loss. The market simply moves based on the collective actions of millions of participants. Your job isn't to control it. It's impossible. Your job isn't to predict it perfectly. Your job is to manage yourself within it. It's about mastering within. When you take full responsibility, you stop expecting the market to do what you want. You stop feeling betrayed when your analysis doesn't play out. You accept that losses are part of the business. So you understand that your edge comes from how you manage a series of trades, not from being right every single time. This is actually liberating. And I really want you to consciously make an effort regarding this, because when you're not busy defending your ego or explaining away your failures, you can focus on what actually matters, learning from each trade, refining your process, improving your execution. So responsibility transforms trading from an emotional place into a professional business. It changes the questions you ask yourself. So instead of, why did the market do that to me? You can ask, why did I miss? Or what did I miss in my analysis? Instead of, why do I keep losing? What pattern am I repeating? Ask yourself that. So instead of, when will things get better? You ask, what do I need to change? See the difference? The first set of questions have no actionable answers. They're focused on things you can't control. The second set of questions leads to growth. They're focused on things you can control and taking action. This distinction is everything in trading. So here's what I want you to do. Write down your circle of control. Make 2 lists, 1, 2 lists, list 1. Everything in trading you can control. Position size, stop placement, time of the day you trade, the markets you choose, how much you study when you take breaks, sleep, and even your preparation. That's your first list. The second list, what you can't control. Market direction, news events, volatility, general market pressures. Now focus 100% of your energy on list 1. When you catch yourself worrying about list 2, redirect your focus and attention immediately. And also create a responsibility statement. So you can write something like, I am responsible for every trade I take, every risk I accept, every decision I make, I accept. Read this before every trading session. Put it on a sticky note, make it impossible to forget. And finally, separate outcome from process. A good trade that loses money is still a good trade if you have followed your plan. A bad trade that makes money is still a bad trade. Evaluate yourself on whether you followed your plan, not on whether you made money. This is one of the hardest mental shifts, but it's essential. When you take full responsibility, something remarkable happens. You stop feeling like a victim. You stop waiting for someone else to save you with the perfect strategy or signal. You stop looking for external solutions to internal problems. Instead, you realize that you already have everything you need. The power to improve your trading was always in your hands. You just had to stop giving it away through blame and excuses. Now, this shift doesn't happen overnight. You'd still catch yourself blaming the market sometimes. After all, we're human. But it's really important that when you feel that urge to make excuses when trades go wrong, that you recognize it and choose responsibly instead to get stronger and to reframe it, and to understand really where this is coming from. Your trading improves not because you found some secret technique or the magical holy grail strategy. It's because you stop sabotaging yourself. You follow your plan more consistently, you manage your emotions more effectively, you learn from your mistakes instead of repeating them. You become the kind of trader who can actually execute a strategy, even a simple one, because you're no longer in your own way. The irony is that taking full responsibility makes trading easier, not harder. When you own your results, you stop fighting reality. You stop needing the market to validate you. You stop taking losses personally, and trading becomes better, easier, and more enjoyable. A professional activity where you manage risk, execute your plan, and let profits play over time. You can develop what psychologists call an internal locus of control. You believe that your actions, not external circumstances, determine your outcomes. Now, research shows that people with an internal locus of control are much more successful, happier, more resilient. This applies to trading more than almost any other field because trading provides constant feedback. Every day the market tells you whether your decisions worked or not. If you have an external locus of control, this feedback feels random and unfair. And I'm sure you've all felt that at some point. If you have an internal locus of control, this feedback is valuable data for you to improve. That is a win for your development. Let me show you what taking responsibility looks like in real trading scenarios. Scenario 1, the surprise news event. We've all been there. I used to trade Forex, I've been there. You're in a trade when unexpected news causes the market to gap against you or go against you. Your stop loss is gone and you lose twice what you planned. Blame sounds like that news was impossible to predict. Anyone would have lost money. Responsibility sounds like I knew earnings were this week and chose to hold overnight anyway. I accepted that risk. Next time I will own it. Scenario 2, the strategy that stopped working. Your strategy worked great for 3 months and suddenly you hit a drawdown. Blame sounds like this. The market changed, my strategy doesn't work anymore. Responsibility is all strategies have drawdowns. This is normal. Scenario 3, the overtrading day. You make 8 trades when your plan called for a maximum of 2. You're exhausted and down on money. Blame sounds like, the market kept setting up, I had to take those trades. Or responsibility sounds like, I violated my rules. That's a discipline failure. Can you see how this works and completely shifts? When you start taking responsibility, you come into your power. This is a place where you take action or can take action to significantly improve your trading performance and results. Notice the difference in every scenario here. Blame focuses on external factors and leaves you powerless, as I mentioned. Responsibility identifies the real issue and points you towards a solution. For the next 10 losing trades, write down your first emotional reaction. Then consciously rewrite it from a place of full responsibility. This trains your brain to default to ownership instead of blame. There's a mentality that destroys more trading careers than any bad strategy ever could. The victim mentality. And it's okay because it's justified, right? The market did move against you. The spread did widen at the worst moment. That news release did blindside most people or traders. These things are factually true. But the moment you adopt the identity of a victim, you give away your power. Victims wait for external conditions to improve. They need the market to be fair before they can succeed. They require perfect circumstances before they can execute properly. And perfect circumstances never come. Traders who take responsibility and accept don't wait for fairness. They don't need ideal conditions. They work with reality as it is, not as they wish it would be. When spread widens, they adjust their strategy or step aside. When volatility increases, they may reduce their position size. And even when their edge disappears, they stop trading and wait. These are the 2 actions of someone who understands that the market doesn't care about their feelings and that complaining changes nothing. The shift from victim to ownership is profound. A victim asks, why does this always happen to me? An owner asks, what pattern am I repeating that this creates this result? A victim says, I can't win in this market. An owner says, what do I need to change in my approach? Can you see how powerful this absolutely does a 180 and reframes everything? This isn't just positive thinking. This is strategic thinking. Because only one of these mindset leads to improvement. Catch victim language in real time. Every time you use phrases like, always happens to me, never works out, or they're out to get me, stop and reframe. It's really important that you have the self-awareness over these thoughts. Once you do, you can start to change them. If you think the market is too manipulated, find traders who profit anyway. Their existence proves the problem isn't purely external, and create a radical ownership statement for your worst trading day. Take your absolute worst experience and write about it from complete responsibility. No excuses, no external blame here. Just honest ownership of every decision you made. The moment you take full responsibility in trading is the moment you actually become a professional trader. Before that, you're just someone playing in the market, hoping for luck, blaming circumstances and wondering why succeed eludes you. After that moment, you're a professional who manages risk, learns from feedback, and improves through conscious effort. This shift won't make you profitable overnight. You'll still have losing trades as part and parcel of trading. You'll still make mistakes. You're human. You'll still experience drawdowns. It's trading. But everything changes because now you have the power to learn from every trade, the power to improve systematically, the power to become the trader you aspire to be. Stop waiting for the market to give you permission to succeed. Own it. Stop waiting for the perfect strategy to fall in your lap. And stop waiting for external circumstances to align perfectly. It's trading. Take responsibility now, and I promise you, it will change everything. I hope you found this video valuable, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.